Hello everyone, and welcome to my Top Heroes Guild Mobilization video. Today I want to talk about what you should be doing for Guild Mobilization in order to maximize your rewards from this event. And later on I will be talking about the store and what I think you should be purchasing from the store with your bond points. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Guild Mobilization is a week-long event where you and your guild members work together to complete tasks. And completing a task will earn you bond points. Now, my server only has about 11 hours and 5 minutes left of this event. So we're pretty much done with the event now. And as you can see here, I have collected all of the potential rewards. That means the guild bond rewards and the individual bond rewards. So the first and foremost important thing I would say about this event is being an active player and being in an active guild or even a semi-active guild is very important. Because these rewards are just too good to pass up. And there are a lot of rewards and they are all very useful. And not only that, but they are pretty much free because you yourself are going to be completing tasks on your own to get your own individual rewards, and your own individual points contribute to the entire guild's points. So it's a win-win for everyone. You want to be in a guild that can get 60,000 points every guild mobilization. And if your guild is not getting 60,000 points, you should really consider joining a guild that can achieve this because it's just very good. My guild has 400,000 points. So getting 60,000 points in a week is not that bad. Semi-active guilds can do it, I'm sure. So let's take a look at individual points. Now, if you want to receive all the individual rewards, you will need 6,000 points. In order to get 6,000 points, you will need to spend quite a bit of diamonds to get it. I would say between 5,000 and 6,000 diamonds. So if you don't have 5,000 or 6,000 diamonds or something like that, you will not get 6,000. It will be very unlikely. It will be almost impossible to get 6,000 points without spending diamonds. So I would say that you don't really need to get 6,000 points every guild mobilization. That's not the goal. Getting 6,000 points is kind of just the cherry on top. It's just really nice, but it's not necessary. So in my opinion, the baseline minimum amount of points you should get is 3,000. 3,000 is a lot more doable. You will still need to spend diamonds, but you won't have to spend as many diamonds. And the reason why you want to get 3,000 is because at 3,000 points, you can get a random legendary gear item. And random legendary gear is very, very, very good. It is very valuable to free-to-play and pay-to-play members. So 3,000 is really the baseline minimum that you should be striving for every guild mobilization. And if you are not getting 3,000 points every guild mobilization, you are doing something wrong. So I'm hoping this video will kind of show you or hopefully teach you what you should do in guild mobilization in order to get at least 3,000 points for that random legendary gear. So let's go ahead and move on to the tasks. Now, at the very beginning of guild mobilization, you will get 9 task tickets. And you need task tickets in order to do a task. So you can see right here, this is my current task. I am doing an exclusive task that says use 3 million stone. In order to do this task, I need a ticket. So you can see here I have 0 right now because this is the last task I'm going to be doing. And again, you get 9 task tickets for free at the very beginning of the event. If you want to do more tasks, you will need to spend diamonds in order to do more. And you can see here I have purchased 17 task tickets. You can purchase a total of 40 every guild mobilization. So with that said, you get 9 for free, and I have done 17, and I have earned 6,500 points. So that's 26 tasks. And in 26 tasks, I got 6,500 points. So you can kind of guesstimate how many tasks you need to do in order to get 6,000 points, or even just 3,000 if that's what you're going for. It will tell you how many points you get for completing the task. So this legendary exclusive task is worth 240 points. And I would say like doing a task that's 240 points is good. 240 points is kind of like the average. And if you do 9 tasks that are worth 240 points, you will get 2,260. So if in order to get 3,000 points or even 6,000, you will have to buy more task tickets. But again, you won't have to purchase many if you're going for 3,000. You will have to purchase a lot if you're going for 6,000. So there are some tasks you should do and some tasks you should not do. But before we get into that, let's talk about the rarities. There are yellow tasks, which are legendaries. There are purple tasks, which are epics. And there are blue tasks, which are rare. You should never, ever, ever do the blue ones. So, yeah, never touch these ones. Never do them because the points are just too low. And it's a waste of a task ticket. You want to spend these tickets very conservatively. Don't just use your task tickets willy-nilly. For example, this train soldier task here is worth 50 points. Well, if you get 9 free tickets at the beginning of the event and you do 9 of these tasks, you get 450 points. That's nowhere near the 3,000 you're going to need to get that random legendary gear item. So you never do blue ones. They're not worth the ticket. So only focus on legendary and epic ones. And there are even legendaries that you shouldn't do, and there are even epic ones that you shouldn't do because, well, let's take this one for example. This exclusive legendary gives me 240 points. It's used stone. But this one is an epic one and it only gives you 100 points. Now, I would do the legendary one, but I would never do the epic one. Even if it's easy to do, because 100 points is also not worth your ticket. Again, you do the math. If you get 9 free tickets and you do 10 of these epic tasks, you're going to get 900 points. That won't even put you 1/3 of the way to the random legendary gear item that you need, and you would have to buy 18 more task tickets in order to, and you still wouldn't even get the 3,000 points you need if you bought 18 tickets, and that's just a waste of diamonds. So there are many epic tasks that you shouldn't do, and there are even a few legendaries that you shouldn't do either, which I'll talk about here very soon. But with that said, for tasks, you're going to get exclusive ones and you're going to get non-exclusive ones. Let's talk about that here really quick. Every single day, you will get 2 exclusive tasks, and these tasks only you can see and only you can do them. If you get an exclusive task that you don't like, you can always refresh it. You get 2 refreshes every day. And again, if you want to do more refreshes, you will have to spend diamonds to get more refresh tickets. The first one costs 50 diamonds, and sometimes I will buy an extra refresh ticket if my tasks are just not very good. I don't want to be sitting around twiddling my thumbs and not doing any tasks for a whole day. I will try my best to do my exclusive tasks first before I do non-exclusive ones, because the non-exclusive ones are shared amongst all of your guild members. So in a sense, if you're a very active guild, you're kind of all competing against each other and kind of fighting for those non-exclusives. So you're going to have to find a balance with your guild on doing the non-exclusive ones, because otherwise it's just a free-for-all pretty much. So I would encourage you to try to do your exclusive ones first before doing non-exclusive ones. So again, if you get 2 exclusive tasks that are just not good, that's when you could start doing non-exclusive ones again. So which tasks should you do and which ones should you not do? So I'll just put it very bluntly about the ones you should do and shouldn't do. So here are all the tasks you should do. Number 1, initiate rallies. This is the piggy one. So you do the exclusive one or the non-exclusive one, it doesn't matter. Initiate rally. It's a legendary task. It's also an epic task. Do it. It's worth it. Number 2, donate legendary shards. If you get a task that says donate legendary shards or use legendary shards, do it. Kill mobs. This one's the one that has the tree. My task page doesn't have it, but the one where there's the evil tree or whatever, you want to do that one. Recruit voucher. Again, I don't have it on my task list, but if you get the one where you need to use recruit vouchers, do it. Train soldiers. So this blue one here is the train soldier one, but again, you never do blues. And you don't do the train soldier purple one either because it's only worth 100, so you would only do the legendary train soldier one, which is 240 points, I believe. So train soldiers, only do the legendary one. If you got use meat, use wood, or use stone, you only want to do the legendary one because it's 240 points. Don't do the epic ones. It's only 100 points, not worth it. So do the legendary stone, meat, wood. Donate epic shards. You can do the legendary or the epic one. It's worth it. So donate legendary shards, donate epic shards. The next one you can do is use rubies. Okay, don't get it confused with gather rubies. Gather rubies, not worth it. Don't do gather rubies. Even the legendary one is not worth it. It's only worth 120 points, and that's too low. The minimum amount of points you should do for a task is 150. And that's just my opinion, but if you want to get the most value out of your tickets, you should do 150 or more. So if the task is 150 points or more, you can do them. And again, like I said, you're competing with other guild members for the non-exclusive ones. So you're going to kind of like clash with other members in a sense and compete with each other for these tasks. You're not always going to get the best tasks, is what I'm trying to say. So you might have to just settle for a lower point task. Spend diamonds. So this one is a really, really, really good task to see early on. So the non-exclusive one and the exclusive one for spend diamonds is super important because you want to buy task tickets to be able to do more tasks. And task tickets cost diamonds. So if you get the task that says spend diamonds, you want to take the task immediately, and then you want to buy as many tickets as you can to complete that task. So the legendary task, the non-exclusive one, is 300 points. That's a lot of points, and it's a win-win because you're using all of those diamonds to go into your task tickets. That is going to be necessary for you to get your 3,000 points or more. And sometimes you're even going to get those diamonds back, because you'll notice some of these rewards, like this one is 100 diamonds. This one's 200 diamonds. This one is 300 diamonds. This one is 300 diamonds. This one is 500 diamonds. This one is 500 diamonds. So you spend 6,000 diamonds or whatever to complete the task, but also get more task tickets, and some of your rewards are going to give you some diamonds back. So if you see the spend diamond one, you want to spend your diamonds on more task tickets. That's very important. If you get buy diamonds from the store, like you see here, this task is going to give you the most points. It's 600 points, but you have to spend real money to buy diamonds. So if you're a free-to-play player like me, this is out of the question. If you're a pay-to-play player, you can do this task if you want to. That's up to you. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, you can. But this one requires actual spending of real money. Facility power-up and research power-up. You also want to do these tasks for the legendary ones. You don't do it for the epic ones. You can see I have them here. This one's the facility one, and this one's the research one. They're both 100 points for the epics. Don't do them. They're 180 points for the legendaries. You can do them. So those are all the tasks that you should do for Guild Mobilization to maximize the amount of points you get per ticket. Now, the tasks you should not do. Number 1, never do blues. Number 2, never do gather rubies, even the legendary one. And number 3, never do any task that requires the use of speed-ups. And now I know some people are going to argue with me on this because there are a lot of speed-up tasks and they're worth 240 points, the legendary ones. But it costs a lot of speed-ups to complete the task. And speed-ups are a very important item in other events. Like, Guild Mobilization is not the only weekly event in this game. You've got Guild's Arm Race, you have Top Lord, and you might have other future events where you will need to use speed-ups. So I'm just going to say this right now. Guild Mobilization is not the event where you should use your speed-ups. Because, let me emphasize this, you have to use a lot of speed-ups to complete one task, and believe me, it's just not worth it. If you work out the numbers, if you do the math in your head, using 3 million stone for 240 points versus using 2,000 minutes of speed-ups. And it has to be a specific one. It can't be universal speed up. It has to be a trained soldier speed up, or a research speed up, or a construction speed up. It cannot be a universal speed up. There's no, it's not equal at all. 3 million stone versus 2,000 minutes of speed ups, or 2,500 minutes. That is not the same. It's not even close. So that's why you want to do the stone task and you don't want to do the research task, because at the end of the day, both of the tasks give you 240 points, but 3 million stone versus 2,000 minutes of speed up is just wildly different. It's grossly unbalanced. So it's better to spend your speed ups in other events like Guild's Arm Race or Top Lord. So don't spend them in Guild Mobilization, spend them in these other two events. And that's pretty much it. So that's all the tasks you should and shouldn't do. And if you follow that guide, you should be able to get 3,000 points or more without any problems. The last thing I want to talk about in this video to wrap it all up is what you should buy with your bond points. So every time you complete a task, you get bond points, and you can use those bond points to buy things from the store. Now, this shop refreshes weekly, which is kind of something you need to take into consideration here. It's going to be very important. But first, what should you buy? Sage shards and Forest Maiden shards, you want to buy them. Now, you could buy 10 shards, and each shard is 120 points. So if you want to get 10 shards, you need 1,200 points. If you want to buy the Sage and Forest Maiden shards, you will need a total of 2,400 points. So you want to buy these too. They're very good. Now, the next things that you can buy in the shop are the universal speed-ups. Those are pretty good. If you have maxed all of your buildings, then you don't need speed-up, and you don't need speed-ups anymore. You don't need to buy speed-ups, but the speed-ups are cheap, and I think they're good value. The meat is also nice because meat is a resource that is very scarce in this game, and you will need a lot of it, and it's not easy to get meat. So a lot of meat. So I would say that the meat is also something you can look into getting. And lastly is the gold chests, which are pretty cheap, and they're kind of gamba. You could get complete junk from the gold chests, but you can also get extremely lucky. And 250 points for 5 chests is good value. So I would say that if you're going to purchase anything from the store, you should purchase the shards first, and then you can purchase the universal speed-ups and the gold chests, and then you could purchase the meat. Everything else from the shop is not good value, or you're just not going to need it, really. Timber and stones. I'm a free-to-play player, and I've been playing on the server for 9 months or something like that, and I have like over 50 million wood and stone, so I don't need it. And not many people that are in the late stages of the game are going to need it, so you don't need to buy it, because you should have a plethora amount of it. The random rune chest. Honestly, I used to buy this, but it's 500 bond points, and it's a little too expensive in my opinion. Like, the level 4 rune is not really going to get you very far, especially later on in the later stages of the game where most people have level 7 or level 8 runes. A level 4 rune is really not going to do much for you at all. So, and it's 500. I would say don't buy it. I don't think it's good value. And the last one is the recruit vouchers. Again, 80 for 10, that's 800 bond points for 10 of them, and I don't even think recruit vouchers are that good, to be honest, and 800's a lot. I honestly don't like this one either. I don't think it's a good investment in your bond points. So I would avoid the recruit vouchers and the random rune chest and the wood and the stone. The rest of them, I definitely think they're worth the value, and the meat is always going to be good. So, last thing to consider is that at the very beginning, I said that the shop refreshes every week. So that means that you can purchase 10 Sage Shards and 10 Force Maiden Shards every week. So even after the event is over. So right now I've purchased all the Sage Shards and all of the Force Maiden Shards for a total of 2,400 points. However, in 10 hours and 41 minutes, this whole store is going to refresh. And then I could buy Sage Shards and Force Maiden Shards again. I could buy 10 more of each, even when the event passes. So that's why you'll notice in the corner here I have 2,700 bond points. Why do I have so many bond points? It's because when this store refreshes, I can buy more Sage and Force Maiden Shards, which are very good. So that's another reason why you don't necessarily want to buy the recruitment vouchers and the rune chest, because that's a lot of your bond points. And, you know, it's a better investment to wait for the shop to refresh again to buy more Sage and Force Maiden Shards. So that's about it. I hope that this guide for Guild Mobilization was helpful, and I hope that if you weren't able to get your 3,000 points or your 6,000 points before, it comes a lot easier to you. So thank you again for watching the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.